In every storm, one person stays perfectly still, while others shout, cry, or run. They simply breathe. Their face does not change. Their voice does not rise. The world leans on their calm like a wall that never shakes. This is not peace earned through wisdom. This is peace built through necessity, a quiet so complete that even panic forgets the address. And beneath the surface, a secret: they are not unshaken. They are unshakable because shaking was never allowed. This is the hidden psychology of people who are always calm. They are the last to panic and the first to be leaned on. When the office erupts, they sit quietly, voice low, solutions gentle. When a friend dissolves into tears, their hand rests steady on the shaking back. When the family argument reaches fever pitch, they become the eye that everyone instinctively orbits. People exhale in their presence. You're so calm, they say, grateful, almost reverent. From the outside, it looks like grace. From the inside, it feels like duty. Their heartbeat rarely quickens. Their face rarely betrays. They have perfected the art of being the room's thermos. That never too hot, never too cold, always exactly what everyone else needs the temperature to be. And when the crisis passes, when everyone wipes their tears and says, "I don't know what I would have done without you," they smile, small and polite, and feel the familiar hollowness settle back in, because no one ever thinks to ask the thermostat how it's doing. It begins early, softly, repeatedly. A child spills milk and braces for yelling. The yelling never comes if the child stays perfectly still and quiet. Another child watches a parent storm out after every raised voice and learns volume equals abandonment. Another is praised only when they sit motionless through chaos. Look how good you are, not like your brother. The message is never shouted. It is whispered in every reward for silence, every punishment for noise. By school age, the body already knows the rules. Tears make mother leave the room. Anger makes father slam doors. Excitement makes everyone uncomfortable. So the nervous system signs a treaty. Emotion must be kept below the surface. Calm equals love. Calm equals safety. Calm equals belonging. They become the child who never cries at funerals, never screams on roller coasters, never fights back on the playground. Teachers call them mature. Classmates call them boring. Inside, the child is simply surviving the only way that ever worked. Their amygdala sleeps on the job. Chronic early stress taught it that full alarm was useless or dangerous, so reactivity was dialed down to a murmur. The prefrontal cortex grew thick and bossy, stepping in early to regulate before feeling even arrives. Interoceptive signals, hunger, sadness, joy arrive muffled, like music through thick walls. The vagus nerve learned to keep a constant soft break on the heart. Freeze became the default stress response instead of fight or flight. Over years, the physiology rewrote itself. Lower baseline cortisol, muted startle reflex, emotional granularity replaced by a single steady note. They do not lack emotion. They experience it the way divers experience the ocean present, enormous, but held at depth by layers of pressure. The body believes it is saving their life by never letting the surface break. No one checks on the calm one. Everyone assumes they are fine because they always look fine. They become the family's unpaid therapist, the friend group's unpaid rock, the workplace's unpaid crisis manager. They carry other people's storms and swallow their own. At 2 a.m., the exhaustion arrives quiet, wordless, bone deep. They lie perfectly still while something inside them screams in a voice no one ever taught them to use. They have saved every unspent tear, every swallowed scream, every murdered excitement in a locked jar. The jar grows heavy. Some nights they dream of dropping it and watching it shatter, then wake up relieved the dream was only a dream. The calm that once protected them now imprisons them. They have become so good at holding the world that they have forgotten how to be held. One day the mask slips, almost by accident. A single sentence cracks halfway through. A tear appears before they can blink it away. A flash of anger rises clean, hot, startling, and they let it stay for 3 full seconds. They wait for the sky to fall. It doesn't. The friend across the table simply reaches for their hand. The room does not explode. The parent does not leave. The punishment that lived in childhood imagination never arrives. These moments feel like earthquakes inside a body that believed earthquakes were fatal. They spend the rest of the day waiting to be abandoned and are not. Slowly, terrifyingly, they begin to understand the danger was never the feeling. The danger was the belief that feeling would make them unlovable. They begin with small, private experiments, saying I'm actually really upset, in a voice barely above a whisper, letting shoulders shake for 10 seconds in the car, texting can we talk, I'm not okay, instead of the usual I'm fine. Each time they brace for rejection and receive instead a soft of course. They learn that emotion does not have to be tsunami, it can be ripple. They learn that tears do not make people leave. Sometimes tears make people stay. Some days the old reflex wins and they freeze again. But now freeze is followed by thaw, an apology, a softer voice, a willingness to try tomorrow. The body slowly rewires. Heart rate is allowed to rise and fall. Shoulders are allowed to shake. Voice is allowed to tremble. Feeling and safety begin, cautiously, to share the same room. The calm remains, but now it has windows. Now it can hold laughter that shakes the ribs, tears that fall without apology, anger that burns clean and fades. They still comfort rooms full of panic, but sometimes they are the ones being comforted. Sometimes they are the ones whose hand is held. The stillness is no longer a wall. It is a lake deep, clear, reflective. It can mirror the storm without becoming it. It can carry boats. It can carry people. They have not lost their calm. They have simply stopped using it as a cage. And on quiet evenings, when the world finally slows, they sit in a silence that is no longer empty. It is full of everything they finally learned they were allowed to feel.